welcome to You Can't Make This Up. And it's empty again. One of these days I'm going to have coffee in here, but it's afternoon, so if I drink coffee this late, who knows? But I like to sleep at night because I usually don't sleep at night. But let's start off with some You Can't Make This Up stuff. Have you seen this? This came out of the Olympics. Apparently this Australian break dancer, check this out. Oh, this is impressive. This is definitely like that. Oh my goodness. How do you can't unsee something like that. All right. Wow. Okay, since we started there, let's stay with the Olympics for just one more story. I actually used this in my news, and they said this really is a You Can't Make This Up one. Check it out. The Olympics president said, "We would screen out men if science could tell men and women apart." I'm not kidding you. The president of the Olympics actually said and believes it, because they have a battle, because, they've got these two men fighting for the gold medal for women's boxing. If we could only tell men and women apart. Let me see, can science do something like that? I'll tell you this much. I have dogs are male or female, cats are male or female, elephants, cows, pigs, plants are male or female. But when it comes, and we can tell them apart. I've never gone to the vet with my dog. And the vet said, "Is this a boy dog or a girl dog?" "Well, this is a girl dog, female." Vet's never said, "Well, there are 73,000 different genders out there. And we can't be sure that this is a female dog." Well, how do you know that's a male dog? Oh, hello. You're like, you just don't have, it's insane. And people actually believe this stuff. The president of the Olympics, listen, I'm guessing the guy is really just so embarrassed by what's going on. And he's saying these really stupid things, but this is what happens when you just go down this path. It reminds me of this passage. I'll tell you what, I got to read it to you because it's worth reading. It's worth hearing. It's Job chapter 12. Got to hear it. It's just worth listening. Give me a second here, because it's one of those you can't make this up kind of things. If I can find it, I'm going to have to come back to it in a little while. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. "With the Lord are strength and prudence. The deceived and the deceiver, he owns them." In other words, he's in control. He's sovereign. He leads counselors away plundered and makes fools of judges. He loosens the bonds of kings and binds their waist with the belt. He leads princes away plundered and overthrows the mighty. He deprives the trusted ones of speech, takes away the discernment of elders. So the Olympics president says, "Oh, science can't tell the difference between a man and a woman." He pours contempt on princes, disarms the mighty, uncovers deep things out of darkness, brings the shadow of death to light. He makes nations great, destroys them, enlarges nations, and guides them. He takes away understanding of the chiefs of the people of earth, and he makes them wander in a pathless wilderness. They grope in the dark without light, and he makes them stagger like a drunken man. Isn't that it? That is what we're seeing with these crazy people that are leading things. The president of the Olympics and so many other people that just go along with this stuff. Wow. He takes away the understanding of the chiefs of the earth. He makes them wander in a pathless wilderness. That explains this, because it doesn't make much sense. Are people really that stupid? What's amazing is, more amazing than them, is there's actually people that believe them. Okay, with this, Harvard, check this out. What's Harvard do? In their attempt, look at this, Harvard magazine misspelled arithmetic in an image accompanying an anti-homeschooling article. So what it was, we're going to go after homeschoolers and say how dumb homeschoolers are, and Harvard misspelled arithmetic. No, I'm not kidding you. Now, some people say, well, they did that intentionally because they were mocking the homeschoolers. Then, as this says, then why did they correct the spelling on it after they got called out by homeschoolers because they didn't do it intentionally? I mean, it just goes back to this. They wander in pathless wilderness. Have you seen the stuff that's been coming out of Harvard lately? I mean, this just kind of tells you some things, right? Okay. Look at this next one. Climate lies. Look at the climate lies. Look at this picture. Let's pull this up. Look at that. Just so you can see how manipulative they are. So the first one is the exact same date in 2017. Second one is June 21 of 2022. So both June 21, 2017, June 21, 2022. Now, if you notice, these are all in Celsius, by the way. If you notice, the temperatures on the top are actually warmer than the temperatures on the bottom, for the most part, right? You look at them, however, the temperature on the top, nice normal color, but the temperatures on the bottom, although they're cooler, they have it in this fiery orange red to get you to go into a panic and worry. Listen, it's just the imagery. I mean, look at that picture again. In the bottom, the colors of it, even though it's cooler, to make you think, oh no, we're all going to die. In the top, it was warmer, but the 2017, they didn't have it like that. Why do you think that is? Have you noticed, check this out, just think about this. Have you noticed that you'll read things like, it's the hottest, August we've had in 25 years. That means 26 years ago, August was hotter. Have you ever thought of that? It's the worst it's been in 173 years. That means 174 years ago it was worse. You start thinking about this. Now they're finally catching on to their idiotic narrative. These are the most tornadoes we've had in 17 years. That means 18 years ago, we had more tornadoes. So they say we're making it worse, but wait a minute, by their own stuff, their own nonsense. Not so. Okay, but we don't want to stop here. Check this out. You can't make this up. Look at this. This is a drone. So Turkey, after let's see, well, you can read it here. The Turkish embassy in Tel Aviv lowered its flag to mark the death of top Hamas figure Ismail Haniyeh. In return, Israeli Ohad Ben Hemo flew a drone carrying the flag of Israel above it. The embassy tried calling the police and eventually raised their flag back to the top. That is great. So they lower it half, and then Israel flies a drone over there with the Israeli flag. They finally raise their flag back up. I mean, that is you can't make this up. I love that. It's hilarious. Man, I think it's great. I think it's funny. Okay, look at this. New York. New York has decided wearing masks in public is now illegal in this New York county, with exceptions. Why is it? Remember, everybody's got to mask up. Still got to be careful on what I say about that. Isn't that kind of weird? But I do. But nevertheless, in this area, wearing masks is a problem. Why? Anti-Semitic attacks have increased. Lawlessness, chaos, robberies, thieveries, whatever you want to call them, crime has increased. People figured out something. Hey, I can wear one of these masks and tell people I'm afraid I'm going to die, so I've got to wear it. And I can go into the store and I can steal anything I want to steal. That's right. Interesting. You can't make this up. I wonder if that's going to spread to other places. Well, what will they do next time? There can't have more stuff coming. We watch what's happening in the UK. Watch it carefully. Lots of things they keep telling us. Be afraid. Be very, very afraid. Okay. Gateway Pundit reported on this. In fact, this report came up all over the place. Check this out. You can't make this up. Hey, they got that from me. You can't make this up. Left-wing influencer embarrassingly deletes tweet after mistaking Kamala Harris' pitiful crowd size for Trump's rally. It's really funny. You should read the whole thing. Read on it. You can watch videos on it. And this person is just thinking, it's just kind of hilarious. You can't make this up. They took a picture of their own heroes, what's it called? Their own heroes rally. They took a picture of their own heroes rally, and it turns out they thought it was their enemies, and it was so embarrassing, they thought they were embarrassing the enemy when they really embarrassed themselves and their hero. So sad, so sad, so sad. But you want to know something? Did you see The View telling us not to be offended at the Olympics and the Last Supper? Remember that? Remember that? Check this out. This is really short. Look at this. Watch this. There it is. You shouldn't be offended by the parody of the Last Supper. However, we are offended by pancakes and butter. I mean, I love that. That's just absolutely hilarious and true. So the people on The View, so upset that Christians and other people who weren't even Christian were saying, hey, that's highly offensive that you did that. You do this wicked thing regarding the Last Supper, total perversions, just awful and wicked. I mean, what if you did something like that to Muhammad? It'd be death to France, right? So, and then on The View, they say, don't be offended by that, but yet so offended by Aunt Jemima's syrup and Land O'Lakes butter. Interesting. Offended by Washington Redskins. Don't! I mean, it's just like nuts. It really is. They are nuts. That's why it's just like nuts. That's right. Okay. Well, just a couple of more things for you. Check this out. Who's at fault for these broken shoelaces? My shoelace broke today. Most people would blame Donald Trump, but I don't know. But I know it's actually because of climate change. That's why my shoelace broke. I bet you that's going to become the new thing. Broken shoelaces. Yeah, the shoelaces just aren't as strong anymore because of climate change. So that's right. We have climate change. It's too hot outside. It's too cold outside. It's never been like this before in 20 years. It's the worst day of my whole life. There's never been a day as bad as this in the history of the world. Well, I just thought I'd let us know how backwards our thinking really is. Well, not your thinking, my thinking. But look at this. Let's look at a picture of, here we go, Native American, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, not exactly zero. African American, there's Kamala. Commie, Queen, Kamala, oppressed. Remember that one? Obama's spouse. That's right. Oppressed. Oh, so oppressed. So oppressed. Yes, you live in the Hamptons or something, right? Competent? Look at that, Mr. Competent. That's right. He is so competent. Hero, George Floyd. Scientist. Bill Gates, yeah. Expert. What was her name? I can't remember her name. She's the climate person. She's older now, too. She still kind of looks the same, but expert. Why can I not remember her name? I don't know. I don't want to. Mostly peaceful. BLM riots. Yeah, mostly peaceful. Yeah, that's what they would say as things are burning down beyond. And of course, there it is at the bottom right, woman. So I'm thinking, if you want to know what a woman is, if the guy from the Olympics wants to know well, this is where the confusion is. Look at that woman, man. Enough. I can't look at that picture anymore. All right, I'm going to show you something right now that, it's Thunberg. That's right. Greta Thunberg. I remember her name now. That's right. She used to be in the news all the time. Not as much anymore. They'll find some person younger to do that again. I'm going to show you something now that if you weren't offended yet, this is going to make you offended. It's like sick. This is just, But watch it. I'll be back right after this.
Confess that we have demanded too much from the earth. We confess to the sins of racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, fatphobia, American imperialism, and Christian supremacy. Loving Creator, Holy One, and Diva of the world, May your word shine upon us like glitter under the stage lights. May it pop like a death drop in a crowded, dingy basement.
Diva of the world. All right, I have a feeling not everybody could sit through that. That was really hard. That was awful to sit through. But you can't make this up. These things are actually happening. It's a reminder, Jesus is going to be calling us home. So don't forget, don't turn to the left, don't turn to the right. Stay in this word. The deception is off the charts. It's amazing how many people actually believe these things are normal. I guess in this world, these things are normal. But we are not of this world. We are citizens of heaven. Jesus is going to be calling us home. God bless you guys. Look forward to seeing you. Woo! What day is today? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, Sunday night. We got all kinds of stuff. Bye.